All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we will be talking about the Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong fight. I think this is a interesting matchup and definitely a great, I think, the featured fight in the main card. So right before the co-main. So yeah, give me Sean O'Malley to get the dub against Song Yadong, and I'm gonna say via decision. I think Sean O'Malley is the better striker of the two. I think he mixes it up well on the feet. You know, he's more dynamic than Song Yadong. Song Yadong can be a little bit stiff. You know, you can tell by the frame too, where Sean O'Malley is like skinny. Like he's not skinny fat, but like he's skinny, he's rangy. Where Song Yadong is more like compact and bulky. So I do see that. I do think that Sean O'Malley is probably going to counter Song Yadong a lot in this fight and probably see those punches coming. Where Sean O'Malley is definitely going to set up things that Song Yadong probably won't see coming. And I think that this is going to be a good bounce back win for Sean O'Malley. He's coming off two losses to Marab. But to be honest, that's just like the worst stylistic matchup that Sean O'Malley could ever get. And Rob is the machine for a reason. So I think Sean O'Malley can go in there. I don't know if he gets a finish against Song Yadong. I don't even know if Song Yadong has ever been KO'd before. The fight against Corey Sandhagen, it says it was like a KO TKO, but that's only because it was a doctor stoppage. But both guys, I think that Song Yadong is coming off a victory against Henry Cejudo, who also that was not like prime Henry Cejudo. That was Henry Cejudo about to retire Henry Cejudo. So I don't really count that as a great victory for Song Yadong. And then before that, he lost to Peter Yan, who is the champ. So not a bad loss. Before that, he beat Chris Gutierrez and then Ricky Simone, who Chris Gutierrez, he's a good striker. He has good kicks, but he has like no grappling, or he isn't a great overall fighter. He's only good in like one area. And then Ricky Simone, he's at I guess that win is aging a little better now, since Ricky Simone is coming off a win too, I think. And then before that, was the doctor stoppage against Corey Sandhagen. And then for Sean O'Malley, it's just those two Marab losses. And then before that, he beat Chito Vera. I think that if O'Malley goes back to his old ways, before the Marab fights, and sticks to what he does best, and seems comfortable in there, and is just flowing, which I think is what is going to happen. I think he gets a win over Song Yadong, and it's not gonna be a bad loss for Song. I think how old is he? Song, yeah, he's 28, where O'Malley is 31. I want to say they're kind of both. Well, O'Malley is definitely in his prime. I don't know if I would say Song is in his prime, but he's close to it. But yeah, give me Sean O'Malley to get the victory here. And I think after he gets this W, if it is by KO, I think he get fast tracked to another title shot. And if it's an emphatic finish, especially if Marab is going to take longer to recover, because they definitely have to run back the Marab versus Yan 3 fight. But I don't know. I could see O'Malley getting a decision win here. Marab coming back to fight Yan. I do think Yan beats Marab the third time. And then I could see a Yan versus O'Malley fight after that. So, and I think it probably would work for Sean O'Malley. I don't think he's in a rush to fight just because he wants to fight for the belt, most likely. So if that is the timeline, I think he's okay waiting like 6 to 9 months, depending on when Marab gets back. Because like, for example, this fight's going to be in January. If Marab is able to fight, say, at some time in like early spring, we could potentially see a fight. If Yan wins, we could potentially see Yan O'Malley fight in like late summer, early fall. Put it that way. So yeah, I think this fight is interesting. I think it's also interesting what is going to come of a victory here for O'Malley. But and don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm completely counting out Song Yadong. I think Song Yadong can go in there maybe with a, wrestle grappling heavy game plan, but he runs the risk of gassing out too because he's not like used to fighting those fights. So even if he knows that, okay, O'Malley might be the better striker, so let me try to wrestle grapple him, he could also end up tiring himself out, which is why I think it's probably going to be primarily on the feet. And on the feet, I obviously got to lean O'Malley in this fight. So give me O'Malley to get the dub, get the victory here, and I'll say by decision against Song Yadong.